here's the thing: is the story was mediocre, but like the joke was good, and I'm a little bummed that I don't remember.
We do have a second episode coming, so you can.
I'm gonna have to do that move where you stand in the space that you were when you were thinking about it. Do you do that?
Yeah, you have to reconnect with, you have to realign with the universe.
Yeah, you have to go back and connect to the zone, connect to time space. It's too bad because I had this really making fun of mediocrity thing, and it's just lost because it really was insignificant. But it was, God damn it, it was funny. You're just gonna have to believe me.
I believe you. You
gotta believe me. I had a really good joke.
Absolutely believe you.
Ladies, gentlemen, and friends beyond the binary, welcome to Girl Dick with Ted Cruz, starring Lilith Electra Zarling, Amanda Bonanza, and esteemed Republican Senator from the great state of Texas, your host, Ted Theodore Cruz.
I had a couple experiences when I was a kid, because when I was a little kid, I thought what I wanted to do is I wanted to be an actor, and so that I was super excited about it, and I tried to get all this stuff, and I did it, and we had you remember we had a surprisingly good arts program in public school in Milwaukee, and so they had drama club, and I tried to go into drama club, and we never did anything. It was only fundraising, and all it was you joined drama club.
It was just interpersonal drama.
Exactly. The first thing that they did was give you a big box of candy to sell, when you're in junior high, all you do is eat that candy. You're not going to sell candy. It's I didn't join drama club to be an M&M salesman. That's fucking ridiculous. I joined drama club because I wanted to do plays and theater and get better and have fun. And selling candy isn't fucking fun, especially when everyone in school is selling candy.
Right.
Who's buying the candy? There's no market for it. It's just and they know it's just oh, you're gonna eat it, and then your parents are gonna buy it, and then you're gonna get in trouble. So everyone gets all this box of candy, and then everyone eats the candy, and everyone's like, Mom, Dad, I ate the candy, and they're like, oh, you're grounded, and everyone gets grounded. Everyone gets in trouble, and M&M makes money. Mars candy in the school, it's the worst thing ever.
All the clubs are a subgroup of the capitalist club.
Yeah, exactly. Join the club of working in the coal mine.
Oh wow, man.
Yeah.
I want to quit the drama club, but sorry, you owe us for 3 boxes worth of candy.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't quit until you pay off the company store. Babe.
How about fuck you? I know, and if I had known better, I would have just not paid. That's what I would do.
We can do about it.
Right? Yeah. What are you gonna do? I already think your club fucking sucks, and you can eat my whole ass.
I'm untouchable.
But you're in 7th grade, and it's an authority figure tells you have to do something, and so you do. You think that you have to, and my parents weren't on the same level of scammer tip as I were. They were a little more trad.
A little more. I think that's the nice thing about this podcast. We really want 7th graders not to do what authority figures are telling them to do. And forget 7th graders. Everyone. Don't do what your authority figures tell you to do.
Context. Do the right things that sometimes they tell you to do the right thing. But if they tell you to sell fucking candy, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Your internal clock says to steal those M&Ms. Steal those.
Steal every M&M. Eat every piece of candy. If someone that wears a bad suit hands you a box of candy when you're 13, you eat all the candy. And then when they tell you owe them money, you tell them this. You tell them, boo.
That's on them. They gave candy to a kid.
They gave
what did they
candy
think
to
was
a
going to happen?
13-year-old. What did you think they were going to do with it? Be responsible? What the fuck? Like that's like that scene in Uncle Buck where like he goes into like the see the teacher, and the teacher's like this gross old lady, and she's yelling at him because the 6-year-old like isn't taking her lessons seriously. And he's like, I don't want to know a 6-year-old that takes their career as a student seriously. Fuck you.
You lady.
Right? Yeah. Like that was like, it wasn't like the best movie, but like I'm glad it exists because of like that shit that was in it, which is like super, super important because you need to hear that shit from adults when you're kids. Like, because like, it's like at least like from where I was like my parents were always like, yeah, you got to do what you're told to do. And like, you got to follow the rules. And like, and it's like, you really don't. And like, and I honestly looking back, I wonder how much Uncle Buck influenced like my fuck off attitude that I had my entire teenage years, because I probably watched that like when that came out. It was probably like the late 80s, and so I was probably like a tween, and I saw that and I was probably like, yeah, fuck that.
I would
like,
say
you know?
I would say most John Candy movies is a good lesson in just be your fucking self. And because he's always the good guy in the movie and you like him, but everyone's always being like, you got to do this, you can't be you. And he's like, this is what's important to me. Great outdoors. My family's important to me. And his rich brother-in-law wants him to do all this stuff and gets him all in trouble. When he does what he wants, he's a good place. Same Trains, Trains, and Automobiles. He's just being a genuine dude, and Steve Martin's got a bug up his ass or something, you know.
I saw that movie so many times.
I love John Candy. I love
John Candy.
He's just like a pure
I used
dude.
to love Steve Martin. I go back and forth with Steve Martin. Let me put it this way. I kind of love Steve Martin now that he's just a banjo. He's just a musician now. He's like not even really doing comedy. He's just been touring, playing his banjo, like, because he's fucking pro, and he's just been playing his banjo and going on tour with his band.
Yeah, I don't know, his 70s comedy albums. I have 2 of them on vinyl, and I love them. They're great.
Like, and his 80s comedy was fantastic too. It was like in the 90s when he had kids or something. It was when he started doing kid shit with Eddie Murphy. Then when it went really bad. But then even in the aughts it got better, because then he did 30 Rock, and that was amazing. And it was like, it's weird how old 30 Rock is now.
It's also weird how you watch back and you're like, oh my God, this is problematic on so many levels.
I haven't seen it. I haven't watched.
Don't. Hold it in your memory. Hold it in your memory.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is anything more than 10 years old is almost unwatchable now. Like, I'm afraid to rewatch Arrested Development because I'm afraid that's going to get ruined by time. Like, you know, and it was so good, I thought. Like, you know, and like, but I'm afraid I'm going to watch it and there's going to be a bunch of fucking transphobic and homophobic shit. Because, I mean, you know, there was the whole Tobias thing, but it really was funny, I thought. Like, you know, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's a really gross thing. Like, and like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, 30 Rock like marched out John Hamm in blackface, and they're just like, it's funny. It's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, because it was at that point in time where like being an edgelord was the thing, and it literally led us to fascism.
Right? Yeah. Thanks, John Hamm.
Do you have a question? I feel like we just like jump right into it because I think we got like a pretty good intro.
Yeah. I mean, we do have that intro, so we're just go right to this. Do I have to be like, welcome to Girl Dick? Should we just like be off and running?
I think we should do a welcome to Girl Dick intro.
Yeah. So you all, welcome to Girl Dick with Ted Cruz. I'm your girl, Lilith Zarling. That's Amanda Bonanza. Ted could not be here tonight. He's still locked in a closet in the Capitol from January 6th.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's where he's been. Deep in that closet.
Hanging out with Tom Cruise.
Hanging out with Tom Cruise, and yeah. No, it's him and all the elite Republicans who are hiding on January 6th.
Lindsey Graham had been in that closet so fucking long.
His Meemaw is looking for him. Oh, y'all. We are here. You are here. I am so happy that everyone is here. Amanda, you especially, all of our listeners.
Oh, I'm happy to be here too.
Yeah, we got some great questions lined up for this episode. This first one, I think this is just one of these things that always makes me smile when I read it, and I think we can just have a decent conversation about the topic. But it's basically like, where can I learn how to ... do everything as a trans woman? I feel like I have so much I need to learn about skincare, makeup, how to do my hair, women's clothing, sizing. I've been looking up things as they come up, but it's just a lot. Is there any website or anything you can recommend to help me out? And I'm sure right now, I'm just going to put it out in the universe. One of our listeners is probably like, wait, I could put that website together. And then so probably like in a few months, that website will be existing. But honestly, yeah, it is kind of rough doing that. Here's some things. One thing I did, and I'm blessed. I have a friend in my life, one of the first people I came out to, who actually does makeup and things like that, and actually took me to Ulta, and we spent like an hour and a half, 2 hours there, and just tried different foundations and different lips just to see what I would do. So I had like all the basics in my backpack, my little kit. So I knew like that I needed medium color, or I needed, this worked best for me. So
yeah, it's so hard at first.
It's so hard at first. So like, if you have supportive cis friends, I would say this, if your cis friends are like truly supportive, they are so excited to go do this kind of stuff.
That's the truth.
Yeah, they will.
The other thing is it's more than just makeup, but like, let's just talk about makeup for a second.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Let's talk about makeup.
Let's talk about makeup because like it's very daunting. It's also expensive. Like starting a makeup collection from nothing is hundreds of dollars. Like it's like you need so many things and you don't even know what you need. One of the ways that I got lucky was I had a cis friend like who just gave me a gift box. She sent me like a gift box when I came out, and she sent me a gift box, and it was just full of makeup, all these different kinds, and it was just like a bunch of stuff. I still use some of the brushes to this day. But yeah, you're gonna need brushes. You're gonna need. But that's not what you're asking. You're not asking what you need.
You want to learn how to learn how to do it. Yeah.
How to learn, and it's not just makeup. Lilith got lucky because like a friend of hers like just held her hand and guided her. I did not have that with makeup. I actually found a YouTube. A friend of mine, an ex-girlfriend of mine, recommended a YouTuber, and her name's Lisa Eldridge, and I actually strongly recommend her to all of you. I will put the link down below here. But Lisa Eldridge on YouTube, she's from London. She's a professional makeup artist. She does all the makeup for like the red carpets at the Oscars and the BAFTAs and all that stuff. She is basically the top in her field, and that's one reason that I like her. She's amazing. She's drop dead gorgeous. She's super cool. But the main reason, and she's excellent at what she does. But the main reason that I like her is because she gets straight down to business. If you watch a lot of YouTube tutorials on makeup, you're gonna see a lot of models usually that like they're very good at makeup, they're not always very good at explaining things, or
yeah.
I hate to do it. Because I'm not going to say it, but I think you'll know what I'm saying. But they're not always good at using their words to communicate things. And a lot of times they you're going to have this horrible house music in the background. It's just like it's just gonna be this onslaught of like bubbles and pop-ups, and it's just they do everything wrong essentially. So it's really hard to find good makeup tutorials that just get straight to business. And that's exactly what Lisa does. She gets straight to business, and she's been doing it forever, and she's got such a look, everything you need to know. If you want to find a tutorial on foundation or false eyelashes or eyeshadow or lip color or blush or whatever it is, or just which brush to use in which situation, like skincare, like all of that stuff. She has the videos there for how to do a smoky eye, how to use a dark lipstick, like whatever you can think of, she's done it and it's there and it's searchable. Go on.
Yeah, I would also say, and we'll get off makeup in a second, but I think it's the thing that intimidates people the most when it comes to their transition is the makeup. Sephora will often do trans like nights where you can sign up and sit with a stylist, and they'll do it and they'll kind of show you how to do those things. So always look out for that. And then I would say, one thing, I used to volunteer at a group that worked with LGBTQ children, or like mostly teens, and they did a glam up night where they brought in a hairstylist, a fashion stylist, and a makeup artist. And I'm not saying like you should try to like sneak in and do something that's for kids, but if you're part of a trans support group, it might be a case where one of those people might know a makeup artist, because I feel like a lot of places that I talk to that have makeup people, they're always excited to like help people, especially help trans people with that kind of stuff. So I would say, do like that.
And positive.
Yeah. Or even like if you do have a group and there are certain people in that group who you like what they do with their makeup, just talk to them. I can't imagine you'd ask another trans person in a support group about their makeup, but they wouldn't help you with that. And then the last thing, and this is so important, this is, I guess my makeup's okay, but just keep doing it. Right. Thank you. Just keep doing it. Yeah. Like if you have like an afternoon free and you really want to do it, just play with everything and then clean it off and play with it again. I do stuff that's like my eyeliner. I use like the stuff you would use for your above your eye. I use an angled brush and I dust my lower eye to get that color on there.
Can I jump in with that? Because
absolutely.
I want to add something to that. So here's another really important thing about makeup that you should know is you don't have to use makeup for what the name says it is. Yeah. Like if you want to put bronzer on your eyelids, that's fine. Like if you want to put lipstick, use lipstick as blush, that's fine. You want to use blush as lipstick, that's fine. Like just because it says it's eyeliner doesn't mean you have to use it for eyeliner. You can use any piece of makeup for whatever you want. Like as long as it looks good. The only rule is do you like how you look?
That's the thing. Do you like it? And so this is a funny thing because you said that. This is something I had so many conversations with trans people. It's like we are already breaking every rule that our society holds sacred. So you do your makeup you want. You do your fashion choices the way you want. I feel like, especially if you're older, I feel like a lot of older trans people feel like they missed out on that experimental fashion age when they were in their teens. If you want to do that at 32, you fucking do it. Like
you got to do it now. Now's the time.
The rules don't apply to us. Like we can do whatever we want. Really so yeah,
or anybody really.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but I'm talking to us. So
no, it's true. But I'm just gonna add that because that's like a little like life hack that I think like more people like trans or not like. Almost all of the rules are bullshit.
And you'll see people who are like fashion icons. They'll be like, "What made you a fashion icon?" It's like I wore and I did what I wanted.
I broke the rules.
I broke all the rules.
And this isn't just makeup or fashion. It's just like anything really. Like it's like there's a whole. There's a whole school of like thought with like anything that has to do with art. It's like. You do kind of have to learn the rules before you can break them, and there's something to be said for that. Like it's like I won't go too into it. Let's get into music.
You know what? I just say, you know what? If you walk and act and carry yourself like a god or goddess,
like you'll walk into every room like you own the place,
like you own it. Yep. It doesn't. If someone doesn't agree with you, it doesn't matter. A god doesn't care what other people think of them, and that's it. It's like. You have that power, and like I know it's tough. Like it's easy for me to say this, but like just realize you're growing. Well, realize you're in a growing stage, and just embrace those things and do the things you want. And if that's how you want to do your makeup, that's great. But I also understand you do want to quote unquote do it right, or at least so it looks nice.
Right.
You can get tips from online. I'd say your cis friends. I see other trans people whose makeup you like. Reach out to them and just ask them. What's up.
Exactly. And that's just makeup. But like Lilith said something and she tipped on something that I'm going to add to you. So for all things, unfortunately, there is not a one singular place where you can learn everything. But like Lilith said, maybe someone will make it. Maybe that's your job now. There's a lot of people say, yeah, someone should do this. Like, so there ought to be a thing, we'll make it a thing. Then if you think there's something should be a thing, then make it. Do it. Manifest destiny, motherfucker.
Yeah, do it. When it comes to women's clothes and sizing, like, good luck. That's just going to be different. A size 12 dress is a different dress on everyone else.
Yeah,
and that's everyone who makes a dress. Yeah, like here's what I say. I had a lot of success going to thrift stores where I could just pick stuff up and try it on, and then I also would just go to like TJ Maxx or Ross Dress for Less and stuff like that, and just go and try it on, and
you're gonna be tempted to use Wish, and you can for a minute, but you're gonna realize real quick that it's shitty.
Yeah, Wish is shitty. Maybe something like one thing that helped me is, and I'm gonna go deeper into this when I talk about like my story, but places like Old Navy, like if it's a place, and I'm not recommending that, but a place that is, a place where you feel like you can get your clothes regularly. If you know your sizes at Old Navy, if you know your sizes at a place like that, you can just order online then. And that like, this brand is going to fit me. So if you have a brand that you like and you know the size of your brand, because I know there's also fears about like going out in public and shopping. I get all that. So there's stuff like that too that you can do where it's knowing your sizes. But yeah, every brand sizing is different, and I've gotten, and then you get stuff where it's like it fits you, except for me the shoulders are too small, so I'm like,
there's always something.
There's always something like that.
It fits me like 85%.
Yeah. Yeah. And then how many dresses I have that are like too short because I'm 6'2" and like I'll bend over and it's just like the whole show. The whole show's there.
It's always the shoulders for me.
Yeah, shoulders too.
So I'm gonna add a hot tip for internet sizing. Yeah. Because it is, Lilith's right. Every brand is different. Like nothing's the same, but there are things you can do. And the first thing you should do is get yourself a tape measure. Get an actual like tape measure and get yourself your measurements. You type into YouTube like how to take your measurements properly and write them down. And the other thing is do it regularly, because your body will change. Your body is going to change, and what fits you today is not going to fit you in 6 weeks, and what fits you in 6 weeks is not going to fit you 6 weeks after that. So it is hard. Like it's like, oh, you gotta do it. And so it's like, but if you regularly take your measurements and write them down, most places, especially like Amazon, almost always has a sizing chart. They always include sizing charts in their photos, and they do it according to those measurements. So like you'll know what you get. And so that's, I hate to shout out Amazon, but I use Amazon a lot for the sole reason that they have such a good return policy. Like the problem with like, if you get stuff, like I want to buy stuff from England all the time because there's so many good English fashion and like stuff in the UK. And like every time I've done it, the return policies are so atrocious. And that like I remember one time I bought something from some UK boutique and like they shipped it and I got it and it was not even like close to what I'd ordered, and I was like, yeah, I need to return this. They're like, well, we'll give you $8 back, and I paid like $85 for it. They're like, and I was like, why don't you give me all of my money back, because you sent me the wrong thing anyway, blah blah blah. Point is like, like make sure you know your return policy. Understand the return policy before you buy anything from a place you haven't purchased from before. Get a tape measure.
There's nothing on here about skincare, and this is another thing that always cracked me up, because if you're transitioning to female, like you've never been told to take care of your skin. Like
no.
And I was lucky. Like
I did it anyway.
Yeah, I had people always tell me I had great skin. I had no idea what that meant, but I use like moisturize every night before you go to bed and when you wake up, and keep that skin like that. And that's also happened. And I would also say, if you're getting electrolysis, keeping your skin well hydrated. This is actually funny. When I started electrolysis, it hurt a lot. And it's because my skin was so dry. And now my skin's nice and healthy and has that hydration. And the electrolysis, I mean, I go for 2 hours if I can, because I'm trying to get it done. And it doesn't sting as much. Now, there are certain parts of your body, certain parts of your face, like around the neck or stuff where it's going to hurt no matter what, but it doesn't hurt as bad as it used to. So, yeah, make sure you're moisturizing. I use stuff like cleansers. One thing I say, and this is if you're interested, like, and I wish we could maybe get them as a brand thing, but like I use Ipsy, which is something you pay like a like $10 or $12 a month. But what they do is they send you 5 or 6 samples. And so that was how I learned. That's where I found like the cleaning product I use right now. I got a sample of it and I really liked it. And that's where like a lot of makeup, I end up getting what I use. And then they'll also have deals on brushes and stuff like that. So if that's something you think, if you want to make that investment, I think that's a worthwhile investment just to see what's out there.
Ipsy's real handy at first. I used it for a minute, and
now I got too many things around.
I got to the point where I know what I want. Like, it's like eventually you're gonna get there. That's kind of the way makeup works. Is you do build up a collection. Like it's starting from nothing. It's so daunting. It's like, oh shit, I need foundation. I need blush. I need this. I need this. I need brushes. Oh my god, I need an eyelash curler. Oh my god, I need mascara. Oh my god, I need eyeliner. Like, and you kind of need all that stuff. But and then what do? How do I apply it? Sponges? Why are sponges so expensive?
Sponges? Yeah, I never even used sponges. Now since sponges are a thing.
I am religious.
All I do is lipstick and eyes. I don't put anything on my face, but I have perfect skin. So
clean your sponges. And
clean your brushes.
Brushes. Do not use dirty sponges and brushes. It's gross and it'll fuck up your skin. Another thing for skincare, I'm just going to add on top of this is when you're transitioning from male to female, your skin gets drier. It's one of the things that happens, and so you have to moisturize more. Like, and you'll figure this out as you go. but your skin also gets better. Like your skin gets way softer and healthier, like everywhere. It's one of those, it's there's so many nice things about it. Like it's like oh, and it's like you smell better.
I would also say you like how to do your hair. I think that's like a stylist thing, but also like just washing and conditioning.
Stylist, like,
but also like wash like
cuts, you need
like just taking care of your hair. That's another thing. Is like you talk to dudes, or like I just wash my hair with a bar of Ivory soap that I wash my ass crack with.
And
it's just like I have shampoo. I use like Moroccan hair oil, and not only is that makes
Moroccan oil is great.
That's so great. Your hair smells great, and it feels amazing.
Use this ridiculously expensive stuff that my ex-stylist, she retired. My former stylist recommended to me. That is like, I can't remember. It's like Kevin Murphy, I think. It's some bougie like $70 a bottle for a 5-ounce bottle.
I don't spend that much, but I
got. I can't go back. It's like it's so good. It's so like good. It's like
but that's
I
only
thing. Wash my hair like once or twice a week. Too.
Well, we talked about.
Don't wash your hair every day.
Well, we talked about like finding makeup stuff. Again, your town probably has a stylist who, I mean, here in Richmond, there's like 3 or 4 places that specialize in working with the LGBTQ community. I have a great friend who is doing hairstyling for trans people, and then we'll make accommodations. So if you like, maybe you aren't out and you wanna go in and get done, like, they've actually set up like you can enter through their backspace, and they have a private room where they could do your hair and style it for you. So there are places, especially bigger cities. I'm sorry if you're not a big enough city, but there are bigger cities where that's an option for you. But yeah, I think most of that hair stuff is like finding quality products, asking around with people. Again, if you're in a trans support group, or people, or I think a lot of trans people on Discord, and it might not be that you have face-to-face, but just asking people in the Discord what they use. But yeah, I just feel like it's finding with makeup, it's finding what works for you. Like I said, I don't use any foundation or anything like that. I basically just do my face. But I am also blessed, like the only hairs I have left growing are very gray. So it's kind of hard to see even when I let them grow out a bit. And yeah, taking it think of it less as like this thing I have to perfect in order to be the person I am, and think of it as an adventure of self-discovery, like with everything with being
Nothing
trans.
happens
Like
quickly.
Yeah, you're gonna play with it. You're gonna play with it. And then the other nice thing is, a year later, 2 years after you start your transition, you can open up your makeup boxes and do deep dives and wonder, like, why did I buy this shit?
Yeah, I have
so much stuff that I never used.
Half of the makeup I have is stashed in a box, and even the stuff I have out, half of that I don't use. Yeah. I've got an entire box full of just shit I'm never gonna use, never gonna touch.
And that's why I like the sample system.
Donate it.
Yeah,
I think I really should do something with it.
That's why I like getting samples, because then it's like I don't feel bad that I use this. Right. But like I bought this stuff. It was like ocean colors, and it was like lipstick, and eye color, and it was like a dark green, a dark blue set, and then an aqua set. And I tried it once, and it was when I first started, so like my lips were just like because it wasn't lipstick, it was like the lip, like the little paint stuff you use, and it was just it was way too much. And I just learned, gosh, my face, like, honestly, I probably should use some makeup today. I was out in the sun at the event the other day, and you could just see where my sunglasses were. I should have worn my sunglasses for the thing today. But yeah, like sometimes less is more. I think the other thing to realize is that when I don't know if you want to do this, just like do a search for like celebrities without makeup, and just realize that everyone just looks like, we think people are fabulous looking. We're all just average, and makeup skills can do so much for you. You don't have to do all that. You can do what makes you happy. Yeah, and sometimes just throwing on some red lipstick.
No gods, no masters.
Yeah.
But so to put a little cap on this.
Yeah, put a bow on it.
Put a bow on it.
Yeah.
One place you can go for all of these things is, fortunately, we live in a time where the internet, and so like Lilith said, like Discords, support groups, find a local support group in your area. I can't, not even just for this, just for your general well-being. It's going to be if you can find a support group that you can go to on a regular, you need it. You need it. I didn't meet you in a support group, did I?
I mean, we were in Facebook groups together. But
yeah, okay. Facebook groups or whatever social media that you use if you're not on Facebook, because you're. And
then someone was like, "What city are you from?" And you were like, "Milwaukee." And I was like, "I'm from Milwaukee. We're going to be friends." And here we are.
And here we are. We're very good friends. We've never met in real life. We've never been in the same physical space.
The world's not ready for it.
Oh yeah. We have so much fun. That day is going to be a good day. Anyway, that support groups, forums, those are the Discords. Those are the places where you can ask, and just ask, like, because everyone wants to help each other. The global trans community is very open and very supportive, almost universally. There's a few trolling sites, but you'll figure those out. Just leave them. Just get rid of them. But like most places are just like, and most anything that has to do with like fashion or hair or anything like that is almost universally friendly to trans people, because like I mean, the LGBT community has been so involved with hairstyling since the dawn of time. Really? Like it's just like you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay. But like it is scary, and like but like forums, that's your one place. Your one place is forums.
Forums, and then like I said, if you have a cis friend who is super supportive, lean on them. So the person who I went and bought my makeup with a year or two later ended up being my roommate, and I would just run down the hall whenever I was doing my makeup and ask them to look at it. And I think they got sick of me doing that, but I didn't stop doing it.
Yeah.
But also when they got married, they asked me to perform the ceremony, so I guess we're cool.
Yeah, it's fine. You're going to worry about so many things that you don't need to worry about.
Yeah. Sorry. No, that was good. That was a great question. It was a little out of what we've been dealing with. And I feel like, play and rely on your friends. And, and I did mention thrift stores. And I know there's like a thing is like, I'm going to go into thrift stores. No one's watching. I've worked at the thrift store. No one's watching you. Go grab a dress, go into a changing room, try it on. And then if it fits, take it off and buy it. And no one cares.
No one's watching you anywhere. That's the thing about just like no one's paying attention. Like, it's like you feel free to walk the earth and like own your shit. Like it's so easy to say, and it's not fair because, like, you know, I'm a very confident person, and you're a very confident person. I mean, we have a YouTube show. Like, I mean, you know, like if we were shy, we wouldn't be here doing
4 subscribers. 4.
Yeah, 4. Probably more by now, maybe even up to 5.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, but like, I mean, it just the thing about confidence is you kind of decide to do it. It's kind of up to you. It's a really hard thing. I made up my mind to be confident in high school. I just like turned 16 and I just kind of looked around and I was just like, cause I wasn't confident at all. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it and try it and see what happens. And what immediately happens was it worked instantly. And the instant you decide to be confident, that's how you get it.
And the thing, it grows. It's like it's like if you're right now thinking about going to a thrift store, you're listening to us and you're like, I'm afraid. But you go to the thrift store and you try and address and you buy it. The next time you want to go to the thrift store, it's not gonna be a big deal. And 3 times later, you're not even going to give a shit. And I wish I could have decided when I was in high school to be confident. I didn't become confident until I was in my 30s. But, you know, your journey is your journey. So
yeah, and
who knows what confident 16-year-old me would have been like.
Some people never get there.
Yeah, but we want you to get there.
We want you to get there.
We want you to get there.
And confidence is the gift you give yourself.
You should put that on a coffee mug.
You should put that on a coffee mug. Buy our mugs.
I have a second question that is another one that's I think it's a little outside the box, but I thought it'd be a fun conversation. So are you ready? And also I have a good answer. Hey, trans people, this one starts out with.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, trans people.
Hey. I'm a trans person.
This is for you.
It's for me.
It's for you. What's the weirdest thing a cis person ever said to you? As trans people, we can get some weird comments from people who aren't trans. What's the weirdest thing a non-trans person said to you?
No.
Well, this is here. Let me.
I would need to dig because it's. To be perfectly honest with you, it's been a minute. Like I've passed for a while, and I don't get those weird questions anymore. But what I will admit is that first fucking year, like, yeah, something about being visibly trans gives people a license to just say the fucking worst fucking shit in the world.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we spent the top of this talking about like my good talk experience at the festival yesterday. So this reminds me, and this, as soon as I saw this question, this encounter is burned in my fucking mind. So in 2019, I'd quit my full-time job and I'd gotten a part-time job at a toy store in Richmond, World of Mirth. It's like one of the fantastic like independent toy stores in the country. And I'm getting ready to come in and I'm parked out front and I get out and this lady sees me get out of my car. And so this is like the third storefront on the block, and she's like at the corner, and I get out and she sees me and she makes a beeline towards me, and she just asks me if I like the Birdcage. And I'm like, no, not really. That's not something I'm into. And then she just kind of looks really disappointed in me. It's just like, well, I just thought it was fantastic and Robin Williams and everyone should really. And then she stomped off. But I was just like, did you think because I'm trans?
Well, of course she did.
I would. And I think this goes to the whole thing.
Woman, she had to be old.
Oh, she was old. Oh, she was.
Yeah,
old.
she was old. She was like, doing her best. She was trying so hard.
But I don't know. Like there are just things like anytime you find trans, anything where it's just like, here are the things every cis person thinks every trans person loves.
Yeah.
That's The Birdcage, Mrs. Doubtfire, Rocky Horror, and Drag Race. And I tell you, I do not like any of those things. None of those things appeal to me.
I don't hate The Birdcage. Like, it's fine. I don't even know. I think it's okay.
It's okay.
I don't even know if it's still even watchable anymore.
I'm in this space where like I'm also have a comedy background, but I also
2019. Did that movie come out like 1991?
Yeah, that was when Robin Williams could still do his like mincing gay stuff on his stand-up. Right. And I was like, that's hilarious.
Right. Yeah.
So like I'm in this unique position where I'm also like in the comedy. I feel like I'm the only comedy person who's like not obsessed with Robin Williams. Like when he's like doing his, like, when he's being Max Robin Williams, it's kind of annoying. And then he always throws in that, I'm it's like, okay, we get it, you're a gay character, that's hilarious. But that was the weirdest thing. This lady, man, she was so great. She was like ready to have like a half-hour conversation about my gender transition and the Birdcage.
That was your way in. Oh.
And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't like The Birdcage.
I mean,
I love Rage Against the Machine. Do you want to talk about that? And she's like, no.
Yeah, I'm sure she was super into that. Yeah. No, like, I mean, that is one of the things that now that you mentioned that, because it's older cis women that want to be allies, like, love suggesting media, like what things that they think are relevant. Like, it's like, oh, you need to watch this one movie about this, or this one show about like transitioning, and it's always something horrible, and it's just that misses the mark. But like, they don't know any better, but it's because they're trying. It's because they're they're trying, and like, you're just gonna get hit with so much bullshit. That first year, it's so hard. It's so much. Like, it's just like, I guess my advice would be like, try to take as much of it with a grain. Try to not default to being offended, because like a lot of times, like it's going to come across as insulting, and it's going to insult you. You're going to feel offended and insulted, but that's not what the intent is, and because they just don't fucking know. They don't know anything about it, and they're just trying literally to be an ally, but they don't know how to do it. And so like, give them at least
give them a bit of a doubt. Yeah.
Give them the benefit of the doubt. But if they
insist.
Yeah, if they're like, no, you have to watch Birdcage. Well, okay. But I can remember what the worst thing anyone's ever said to me is. I don't know if it's the weirdest.
Okay.
But the worst thing is this is probably, I had only been out for a few months, and I just started, I was about 3-4 months into HRT. I was working as a school bus driver. I was driving a school bus, and we had like a depot kind of thing where like we had like bathrooms that were like in a trailer, but they were proper bathrooms, and like and I was using the ladies' room, and like it's like, because bathrooms are tough at the beginning stage, as you know, like, because you've been using the one bathroom your whole life, and then all of a sudden you do get to a point where like you're not really comfortable in that bathroom anymore. But you also don't feel like you want to go, like you're welcome in the other bathroom, and you don't feel real awkward. So it's right about that. It's right about that 2 to 5 month stage where that gets real difficult. But you have to use the right bathroom, and the reason for that is just safety. Like, it's like the way that I made that final call was I went to a bar that I had been a regular at. Like, I had moved away, and I came back and was like at a bar that I had gone to, and I'd never been in the women's room in that bar. And I was early on in my transition where I definitely didn't pass, and wasn't even really presenting female too hard. I was kind of going more for androgynous, but I did have to go to the bathroom. So I'm at a bar, I'm drinking beer, and I gotta pee. And so like I went, and like I was like, oh, okay, I gotta go I gotta go. I'm just gonna use the men's room. And I went and like, but I realized like I can't, the way I'm dressed and what I'm wearing, like I can't use a urinal. Like it's like there's too much shit going on here. Like I've got snaps and buckles, and like I have to go in the stall, and this place is not a good stall. I don't even think it locked. And so I went, and no one ever used the stall in this bathroom. So I went in there and I went into the stall, and I'm like undoing my shit. There's not enough room to move. And while I'm in there, some motherfucker like's like, hey, what are you doing in there? I'm like, I'm using the bathroom. It's like, I know what you're doing in there. I'm with the fucking police. I'm gonna fucking bust your ass because people use that stall to do fucking coke and shit. And
in the coke stall, yeah.
And I was like, I'm in the bathroom. Fuck off. And I didn't end up getting into a fight with this guy, but I was about ready to. The thing is like, I was super vulnerable because I had my fucking clothes off.
Yeah. Like, what are you gonna do?
My pants are around my ankles. I've got layers. It was February. It was cold. I had layers. Like it was like, and this guy was like picking a fight with me while I've got my fucking pants around my ankles. It's like, that's just not an ideal situation at all. Yeah. And that was it for me. That was the last time I used the men's room. And then from then on, it was like, okay, at this point, now I'm just never doing it. Now I will take getting yelled at. And so I was working as a school bus driver. And this was after that. So I was like, yeah, I'm never going to the men's room again. And I went in and I definitely didn't pass. And I went into the women's room and most people were just fine with it. And I was.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, and I'll confront this, always obviously be aware of your surroundings, be safe. But I've never run anything into a bathroom, and people even knew I was trans, and I used the women's room, and no one's ever said anything or batted an eye. And honestly, you hear stories, and like, I mean, God, there was that one politician in California who busted in with a recorder and was pounding on the door while someone was in there. It's like, you don't own, like, if someone were to do that, you don't owe them.
That in and of itself is super illegal.
Yeah, you don't owe them anything. It's like, if anyone does that, you can get out of the bathroom. They can follow you and yell at you all you want. You can wash your hands. You can go back to your table. That's completely on them. You don't have to be embarrassed by their, and I know it's easier said than done, but like, if someone wants, if someone wanted to just be an asshole to anyone in the world, they could do it, and there's nothing to do. Like, that's on them. That person has a problem that they would go follow a trans person in the restroom. Also, I think we've all seen that cartoon against trans women in bathrooms where it's like a single toilet with nothing around it, and it says women's room on the inside of the door.
Yeah.
Never been in a women's room. That's not what it's like. You have your own private stall. No one's, you know, and I would say even when I've never not done it confidently, but if I feel restrooms busy, I go and I take the first stall. I go and I don't even wash. I just get out as fast as I can, and just, you know, trans people are in the bathroom because they need to use the bathroom.
Right.
Like, that's it. You know, just use the bathroom.
But I've got one because someone did say something to me. So I was in the bathroom.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I was not visibly passing, and I was in the bathroom, and I was in a stall, and I was doing my business, just peeing up after a shift, middle of a shift, wherever it was. Yeah. I came out and I was washing my hands, and there was this old lady that I'd never seen before, and like super old lady, and she just looked at me. I was like, "Are you in the wrong bathroom?" And like, I wasn't ready for this. And like, but I knew that like I didn't pass, and I knew that I looked like it. And so I approached this mistakenly with like coming from a place of like humbleness. And like, and I was like, no, I'm trans. I can't use the men's room is my answer. And she just looked at me and like, oh, you people should have your own bathroom. And I was like, yeah, we should.
Yeah, we should.
And then she was just like, ugh, and then she left. And like, that resonated with me, and that hurt. And I was like, my day was ruined. My month was ruined. I was like upset about that because like after a while, like you go over it, and I thought about all the things I should have said, and I shouldn't have been nice to her at all. Like I should have been absolutely punk rock and in her face about it. Like, because first of all, she didn't even fucking work there. This is my fucking work bathroom. It's like, I was like, are you in the right bathroom? Like, are you? Who the fuck are you? You don't even work here. Like, and And I should have thrown it in her face, like, yeah, I'm in the right bathroom. Are you? You don't look like you belong in here. Just throw it right back in their face. Like, tell them they don't belong there. Like, if they give you that shit, like, fuck them. Oh, it made me so angry.
I love your energy.
Yeah.
I would also say, there's no need to escalate. You just be like, are you in the right restroom? Be like, yeah. And then go about your business. And you don't owe them.
That too.
You don't owe them any answer.
Depending on your thing. But like, it's like, like I said, I was coming at it from the place like, oh yeah, I know it looks like I'm not supposed to be in here. I know, but like, I really am harmless. I'm just using the bathroom, and maybe you'll understand if I explain to you why. Yeah. And she did not understand. She didn't care.
She did not understand. Yeah. But I think that also goes to the old thing is like anything an old lady says to you can be completely ignored. Mm-hmm. Old ladies don't know anything about anything. Except for old trans women.
I mean, an old lady real fucking soon.
Any old lady who questions someone in the
bathroom. I ain't gonna go through menopause.
Oh, that reminded me. There was something else that someone said to me, and now I can't remember it. Oh well, y'all have to just know that. People just,
they say ridiculous things. I mean. It's like, and like I said, it's like, I think like most of the time it's out of ignorance, because like for a whole lot of cis people, like they are not aware. They are not even, they probably do know trans people, but they probably don't know that they do. And so like, a lot of people just don't know anyone. Then like you might be the first trans person they've ever like seen. You also might be the first they've maybe seen a few, and like they've decided they want to be like a better person, and they want to like be more open, especially with everything that's going on. They're like, well, I don't want to be like one of the bad guys. I want them to know like I'm on their side. And they'll come up to you and they'll say something absolutely ridiculous because they don't know what to do, because they're awkward.
Yeah.
But they're more
I need to show my support. They just come up and like, I loved the birdhouse, and you're like, the birdcage, whatever they would.
That might as well be.
Yeah, you're like, oh well, thank you. The trans
birdcage. What?
You'd be like, thank you. I appreciate your support.
Is that like a?
I did think of a good one though. I did think of a good one. I was at a conference for my old job. My old job I used to do, it was like civil engineering, so like a lot of road work and things like that. And the people I worked with, we did training around the state, and so we were there to like talk to people who might need training. And these two dudes come up, and one of them is like the public works director of this suburb of the city I live in. And he looks at me, and I'm wearing this dress and some tights, and he just looks at me. He's like, "So what's this about?" And I was like, this is just me. But then the guy he's with, this is the creepiest thing of it. He's just like, I mean, you just look like wowie wow. And I'm like, no, keep going. You and I are not having this conversation, buddy. We are not. And then he showed up like a few weeks later at one of our trainings, and I was like, he was just like, hey, how's it going? I was like, it's going great. You can sit right up front there, please. But yeah, I'll never get that. They were like, what's your look? My look is wowie wow.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, I didn't even think about the hitting on part. Like that was weird for me. Like it's like getting used to that and getting hit on by men like was like something I wasn't used to. Like, cause like I didn't put out into men vibes at any point in pre coming out. Like and I wasn't into men, so like it was easy, and it wasn't really a thing. And like, but like. Yeah, like it was a very big. I wasn't ready for it when it happened. Like it was like one of those things that caught me off guard. Like the first time it happened, I was just, but I liked it. Like it was a good feeling. Like even though I wasn't into men, like at the time, and like it just felt good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh look.
No one ever hits on me in an obvious enough way that I know that they're hitting on me.
Well, I mean that's on
I did have one dude at a bar
because you know it's happening.
I I just, whatever. Anyway, I think I was getting drinks with a friend of mine once, and this dude, like college frat dude, came up behind me and did like the old taps you on the shoulder, and then he's at the other shoulder, and I like turn around, he's like, oh hey, and I was like, I just went, oh hey, and he just left me alone.
Oh my God.
I was just like, don't. Is this what you're gonna try, dude? I mean, come on.
That's the thing. Is like, it's like when you start getting hit on by men, like,
yeah.
It's like,
oh man, this is a sad parade.
Oh yeah, it's so bad. Like I was like, looking back, it was like, wow, I was so good at it. It was like I was so much better and I was never confident about it. But oh my God, I was so much better than like 99% of like the people that come up to you and just say the dumbest, worst shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh God, yeah.
Oh my God. You guys, this has been a fun episode.
This was
a fun episode from start to finish. I feel like we got a lot of trans joy out in the world, and I hope y'all enjoy it. And if you want, drop us a line. Let us know what weird stuff cis people said to you. Give us your, give us your makeup tips. Maybe not. I don't think we can spend a whole episode going over individual makeup tips. But if you're good at makeup, though, reach out to your trans friends who might need some.
There you go. That's it right there. Yeah, don't talk to us. I've got my own covered. Thanks.
Look at these eyes. I was so pale.
But do send us your questions. We want your questions.
I want your questions.
Where should they send them, Ola?
They should send them at girldickwithted@gmail.com.
That's right. girldickwithted@gmail.com. Use that email address and send us your questions. Yes. And we'll answer them honestly. Maybe not well, but honestly.
I mean, that's the thing is like, I'm going to give you my honest answer and or opinion, but you really need to make those decisions for yourself. I'm just here to provide some sort of guidance from someone who somehow has made it to this point in her life.
Oh, shit.
You guys, thank you for joining us. You're all so beautiful and wonderful, and I'm so glad you've made time to listen to our podcast. I'm Lilith Zarling. That's Amanda Bonanza. Ted sends his regrets for not being here. And honestly, we're thinking about just like dropping Ted from the podcast because he can't commit to it. Yeah, I'm really sick of him.
He's a real knucklehead. He's a real stinker, that one.
Yeah.
That Ted Cruz. What a goof.
Y'all have a beautiful week, babies. Shine your light. Be amazing. And we love you.
Bye-bye.